Camera number 428 is this offering from Chinon, the Prinzflex TTL. Around about the late 1960s, early 1970s. Seems to have been one of their first offerings. It's all metal, mechanical camera with through the lens metering, thus requiring a battery. Otherwise it can be used in manual mode with a handheld meter, which is my preferred method. And the camera was sold to other manufacturers and rebadged, and evidence of this can be seen if I just bring in this camera, the Sears TLS. And can you spot the difference apart from the big ding in the pentaprism there? The cameras are virtually identical, so there's evidence there, I think, that the camera was had other guises. So what I said about the Sears TLS pretty much applies to this camera. As I mentioned, it's all mechanical, and the battery for the light meter is housed in the base here, so let's just take that off. So with the battery compartment undone, we can then put our battery, which is a PX625, which I believe is a 1.35 volt. I suspect this may be it's a compatible, so it may well be near a 1.5, so that will affect the light meter. It's an old camera, so it's not particularly concerned about that as such. In fact, I won't be concerned at all because I won't be using the battery for the light meter. As I mentioned earlier, I will be using a handheld light meter. So let's just put that so it's nice and secure. On the other items on the base of the camera are the usual suspects: our tripod mount and our release lever that allows us to rewind our film back into our film canister. So on the front here we have the lens. I'm going to be using a Helios 58mm f2 screw M42 screw mount. There we go. The camera has open diaphragm, which means that with a lens like this one that's set to auto, it will meter with the lens wide open and will then close down to the aperture that we select at the point of actually taking the image. We can of course use it in manual mode, which means that we can then also preview our aperture and the setting, if you like, in our particular image that we're taking. So on the front, to turn the light meter on, we just push that up if we have a battery in, but as I say, I won't be using that, but that's what you would do. Turn that on, and then looking through the viewfinder, unfortunately this one is quite mucky. There is a bit of a light seal, or a seal, that unfortunately marks the lower portion of that viewfinder, which is quite bright, but the needle, the match needle, if you like, meter, there's two, an overexposure and an underexposure pointer, and the idea is that we try and get our needle right in the middle of that to acquire perfect exposure. But of course we can do overexposure or underexposure if we so desire. So that's how we turn the light meter on. So you notice it pushes the pin of the, and certainly when it's set to manual, manual, it will turn that down. Right. Okay, on the other side we have our film speed, which we lift up the dial and rotate, and it also is our shutter speeds. Shutter speeds go from 1/1000th of a second all the way down to 1 second. And bulb, let's just do 1 second. Oops, let's keep that. Okay. And then we have a self-timer mechanism, which I believe works. Here we go. I think it's around about 10 seconds, and you'll notice the mirror pops out of the way. There we go. Okay, on the top plate we have our film wind-on mechanism, our film counter and shutter actuation. and there's provision to put a cable release and a viewfinder. Now, I did have on the other camera, the Sears camera, there is an attachment that you can put a cold shoe to mount a flash if you so desire, and then just a film memo, black and white film, colour film. Lift up our film rewind, and then we can wind our film in once we've pressed the button on the base, and then we can lift up, and then that also doubles up by allowing us to put our film in our camera. Okay. Notice it's a metal curtain for the shutter there. Base plate's quite clean inside. I didn't bother changing the film, the light seals. I thought they were sufficiently, the way the camera is designed is there's quite a big lip there and goes straight in, so I didn't feel there was need. And that, I believe, is it. Now, for this particular camera, since I've done a very similar camera, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to use a set of extension tubes which will allow me to do some close-up photography, some flower I can. Let's just put that in. And then I can attach the Helios lens to that as well. There we go. And I'm also going to be using some expired film. I managed to obtain a brick of these Agfa HDC 200, 27 exposures, and the date's there. It expired in 1998, so I'm going to actually rate this film at 100 just to give it a little bit more light. I know there will be some variation in the colours because of the age of the film, but we'll give it a go since it's we are into spring stroke summer now, so I'll use that and develop that myself in some colour chemicals. So that's it really. That's the Prinzflex, the Chinon Prinzflex TTL, and that's been camera number 428.